Thomas and the Magic Railroad was the first theatrical Thomas and Friends movie that opened in the year 2000. This movie was Britt Allcroft's passion project. The film seemed to have everything going for it. However, when it opened, the audience reaction was very mixed, with critics slamming the film. One of the biggest complaints of the movie was a large subplot that took away from the main Thomas cast and instead focused on a grandpa, Burnett Stone, played by Peter Fonda, connecting with his granddaughter Lily. This subplot, while confusing and seemingly irrelevant to me when I was younger, has grown and seems to have matured over the years, as, in true Britt Allcroft style, it doesn't dumb down to its audience of children. Today, we are going to be discussing how the themes of both grief and depression are presented in Thomas and the Magic Railroad. The first time we see Burnett Stone, he is alone in his gloomy, dimly lit workshop. This could be a metaphor for how Burnett feels inside, as we see he doesn't have much light or happiness within himself. We hear two children having a conversation, with one promising to take the other on a ride in a steam engine. This is later revealed to be Burnett and his late wife Tasha. The rest of the scene is just silence, with a sad, orchestral piece playing in the background, which lets us enter Burnett's mind. We see that he is still grieving the loss of the love of his life and believes she was taken too early. The audience can tell Burnett has many regrets, such as not being able to take Tasha on a ride with Lady. This scene is impactful as it allows us to see into Burnett and feel what he's feeling just for a moment. We get to see this is not a person, but a mere shell of what was once a happy and joyous life, snatched away by the cruel jaws of reality. We see Burnett shine a torch on a dusty, old, lifeless engine, while Mr. Conductor tells us, through narration, that this engine is vital for holding the two worlds together. At first listen, the two worlds can be assumed to be both Shining Time and Sodor. However, I believe that these are both metaphors, Shining Time being the depressive cycle Burnett is currently in, and Sodor being his happy place, while the Magic Railroad itself being some sort of journey to get back to happiness. We could also say that this engine represents the last remaining bit of hope and happiness that Burnett has. What's more, when Burnett manages to get Lady steamed up, they disappear through a tunnel. This could be linked back to that age-old saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. This shows that there is a journey that Burnett must embark on in order to reach his happy place. However, he doesn't have to do it alone. Lily and Patch join him on Lady through the Magic Railroad. This is true for people who struggle with mental illnesses such as depression or anxiety. Change doesn't happen overnight. It's a long and drawn out process, but it's much easier when you have someone who can catch you when you fall. Another metaphor for depression in Thomas and the Magic Railroad is Diesel 10. Look, I know that might sound like a bit of a stretch, but hear me out. Diesel 10's main goal in the movie is to destroy Lady. Now, as we established before, Lady's the last remaining bit of hope that Burnett clings onto, as his depression seems to have already consumed everything else. We hear through Burnett that Diesel 10 has almost destroyed Lady before, however that Burnett managed to fix her up. This could represent Burnett having a full mental breakdown and nearly losing it all as his depression almost consumed the last bit of hope he clings onto. Almost coincidentally, when Lady is all fixed up again, we see Burnett smile for the first time in the entire film. Burnett arrives on Sodor, and we don't see any more glimpses of his depression until Diesel 10 shows up again. Suddenly, he turns back into the emotionless shell he once was. Diesel 10 reappearing to Burnett on Sodor, which is meant to be his happy place, shows that even though he has come a long way from his depression, there are still going to be bad days where the dark thoughts creep back in. This is further emphasised in the chase scene, where Diesel 10 is trying to destroy Lady and Burnett. However, this time he doesn't have to face it alone. Thomas is there, and it's with Thomas's help that Burnett is able to vanquish Diesel 10 and never have to see him again. After Diesel 10 is gone, Burnett smiles again. He's happy that his life is now starting to look up. He realises he has people that care for him and support him, so he doesn't have to face this beast alone. We then see Burnett and Lily go back to Shining Time. However, we see it as a lot brighter now, representing the much happier state Burnett is in. Burnett returning back home shows the harsh reality of having mental health issues. You do have to face reality, and not always live in a happy metaphor like Sodor. However, now he doesn't have to face this reality alone. And that's it. That is how I believe Thomas and the Magic Railroad explores the serious theme of mental health issues like grief and depression. I'm not sure whether it was the crew's intent to lay the story out like this, however, this is what I interpreted from the plot. Anyway, if anything in this video affected you, the one thing that I think we can all take away from this is that it's important to talk to one another. Mental health problems are real, and we need to end the stigma that they aren't. If you or somebody you know is struggling with mental health issues, I'll leave links to some helpful sites where you can find the right resources in order to get better. Life's too short to be sad all the time, and we need to make the most of it. Check in with a friend and spread as much positivity as you can, because now more than ever, I think we could all use a little magic. And with that, this is the Sudrian Studios signing off. Bye everyone.